Thanks for your interest in Hobsons Bay's annual budget for the 26-27 financial year. This video has been developed to help inform our community about the annual budget development process. My name's Hamish Munro and I'm the Chief Financial Officer at Hobsons Bay City Council. Every year, my team lead the broader organisation to put together a budget based on the priorities from the council plan. In 2025, Hobsons Bay undertook a robust engagement process with the community to help shape our new council plan. This included deliberative engagement with community representatives from across the municipality, where a diverse range of backgrounds and lifestyles came together to refresh our existing Community Vision 2030. The refreshed Community Vision 2040 was adopted by Council in December 2025. The vision Hobsons Bay is working towards is, by 2040 we are a safe, sustainable and healthy community supported by an accountable, efficient and transparent council. To achieve this, Council is committed to working with our community and stakeholders to inform our annual budget in a transparent and meaningful way. There are 4 strategic documents that inform our work and how we prioritise our investment to achieve our community vision. The Council Plan sets out the priorities across 4 themes, identifying our goals and actions to meet the diverse needs of the community. The Health, Wellbeing and Safety Plan mirrors some of the goals, but it identifies specific actions to ensure there's a focus on health and safety, particularly for priority populations in our community. The Asset Plan and Financial Plan are 10-year strategic documents that inform how we will resource the Council Plan and Health, Wellbeing and Safety Plan priorities. You can find a copy of these plans at Council's website and the Participate page for annual budget consultation. The Council Plan and Health, Wellbeing and Safety Plan priorities are grouped under 4 themes: healthy community, sustainable environment, livable city and accountable council. Each year, Council develops an annual action plan and an annual budget which are aligned to the 4 strategic plans. 2026-27 is Year 2 of the current plan. You can find a copy of the Year 1 action plan referencing currently funded initiatives on Council's website and the Participate page. To ensure we are working towards the needs of the community and achieving the priorities in our plans, we are talking with stakeholders early to help inform next year's annual budget. In understanding Council's financial situation, it's helpful to understand where our money comes from. Hobsons Bay is heavily dependent upon rates as its primary source of income, accounting for approximately 80% of our revenue. Hobsons Bay is what I refer to as an in-between council. It does not generate user fees, such as parking income, anywhere near the level of the inner metropolitan councils, nor does it receive anywhere near the level of grant funding that many of the expanding outer metro, regional and rural councils receive. The rate cap has had an impact on councils, particularly Hobsons Bay, due to our high reliance on rates as a source of income. Every year, the cost of goods and services increases. However, council income from rates does not increase at the same level. This creates significant pressure on council's ability to deliver services and infrastructure projects. The COVID pandemic had a significant impact on council's finances, and from an income perspective, the impact is still being felt today. During the pandemic, Council refunded and waived fees to support the community who were significantly impacted. Since the pandemic, income recovery has stagnated and Hobsons Bay's income is still under pre-COVID levels. So how do we spend our money? The first pie chart shows our budgeted $168 million operational expenditure broken down into employee costs, materials and services, as well as the depreciation of our assets. The second pie chart of $231 million adds in our capital works program. It should be noted that a large percentage of employee costs relate directly to servicing the community. This includes our city amenities staff, who among other things maintain our recreational and open space areas, library workers, immunisation nurses and the many other services provided by Hobsons Bay's committed staff directly to the community. Council's 25-26 budget includes over $63 million to be spent on capital works. This relates to the renewal and upgrade of Council's existing assets, including roads, drains, footpaths, buildings, open space and recreational assets. Based on the financial constraints within the financial plan, Council's capital works program is expected to reduce over the next 10 years. There is a shortfall in relation to the capital projects that Council would like to include in its program, but for now, many projects are not possible if Council is to remain financially sustainable. There is also financial pressures faced in relation to expenditure. Cost shifting is when state and federal governments transfer responsibility for services to local governments without providing sufficient funding. This forces councils to use their own ratepayer income to cover additional costs, which in a rate-capped environment can lead to reductions to other local services and programs, including capital works. Over the years, the level of funding provided for has not kept up with the increased costs to deliver essential services such as libraries, school crossings, maternal and child health, and immunisations. The government has also increased the landfill levy by over 150% since 2019-20. Regulatory compliance has increased, with Hobsons Bay required to inspect swimming pools and planning applications without being provided with enough funding to cover the costs. Councils also collect taxes on behalf of the state government. Councils started collecting the Fire Services Property Levy on behalf of the Victorian Government in 2013-14. Approximately $14.7 million was collected by Hobsons Bay in 24-25. In 2025-26, the levy was replaced by the expanded Emergency Services and Volunteer Fund. Approximately $23.6 million now needs to be collected by Hobsons Bay this financial year from its ratepayers. Enterprise agreements over the past 5 years have meant only minimal pay increases for employees. Wages have not increased at the same level of other councils and similar organisations. This has caused issues in relation to recruitment and the retention of our employees. Hobsons Bay's assets and infrastructure are ageing, and there is a renewal backlog due to funding limitations. This makes it difficult to renew and upgrade our existing assets at the same rate as they are deteriorating. Hobsons Bay's 25-26 budget predicts an operational surplus of $14.2 million. The question is often asked as to why we need that surplus. The operational surplus does not include capital expenditure, so it's used towards funding the capital works program. It should also be noted that Hobsons Bay's surpluses are predicted to decline over the next 10 years. Hopefully this provides you with an understanding of the financial challenges faced by Council and the balancing act that is required. As an organisation, we are trying to balance a lack of income growth within our user fees and grants, the rate cap, and the community's capacity to pay against inflationary pressures that increase operating and capital works costs, increased regulatory compliance requirements, and a desire to provide new initiatives and programs to meet the community's expectations. We like to think that nearly anything is possible, but it's important to remember that everything is not. Hobsons Bay and councils in general continue to wrestle with competing priorities across the vast areas within council's responsibilities and the different views of the community as to what those priorities should be. Hobsons Bay does not have a limitless bucket of money, and the financial challenges that we are facing are real. While the financial situation could be considered alarming, there's possibly some comfort in knowing that this is a challenge facing all councils in Victoria and really Australia-wide. We're currently talking to stakeholders to help inform the development of the annual budget. A second phase of feedback will occur during April and May to help us finalise our priorities for 26-27, before we present the annual budget for adoption by Council in June 2026. Thanks for listening. I hope you got something out of the video, and I look forward to your contribution towards shaping Hobsons Bay through your budget feedback.